Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Sugar Ray. I just wanted to jump in here real quick and talk about a few things. I want to talk about in this talk divine alignment and the nature of suffering. One of the reasons why so many of us don't heal internally is because we don't understand the concept of divine alignment. We don't understand the concept of the universe is perfect, and we say that God is in control. We say that the universe is perfect. We say that all is divine when things go well. But when things are not going so well, we tend to curse the devil, or we tend to create all these reasons and things of why they're not going well, instead of understanding that everything that happens is for your growth. We don't. So many of us, let me say, a lot of people don't subscribe to the knowledge or the wisdom and understanding that you are one with the universe. You are one with God. You are part and parcel. You are divine. You are a physical manifestation of the spirit, right? Which still dwells within you, the energy, the infinite energy that's neither created nor destroyed. You are that manifestation in human form. And so everything that happens is happening for your ultimate forward progression. It's happening for your benefit. But because we don't have this understanding, we don't understand these concepts, we tend to want to hold on to things. We want to hold on to relationships. We want to hold on to times. We want to hold on to experiences and people that either pass away, or that just the universe has said it's time to split from this person. Whether that's your spouse, your parents, your children, even we don't understand that, and because we want to hold on so much, that is why we suffer. We suffer because our lack of understanding the concept of divine alignment. We have this idea of how things should be. We have this idea of we have this thing that because I planned it, because I hoped it, wished it, and prayed for it, this is how it's supposed to be. Not understanding that sometimes good things fall apart so that great things can come together, and everything that happens literally is part of the process. This is why it's the saying, trust the process. Personally, me, my dad passed away when I was 11 years old. We had plans that he would see me at least through high school into college, but that didn't happen. And the last time I saw my dad was on my elementary school graduation. The day I graduated 5th grade, PS 111 here in Queens, Long Island City. That was the last time I saw my dad, man. And so I now know, looking forward, if you would have asked the 11-year-old me, teenage me, that if I had a choice, would I want my dad to pass away? But hell no. But looking back, I know that if he didn't go when he did, my life would be completely different. So I'm not where I want to be materially, right? Maybe even physically, but mentally, spiritually, wisdom-wise, I've been able to humbly impact thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even millions of people throughout the world. People who speak languages I don't even speak. I've been impacted by my pictures or my content, my video through social media, or my written words. And it's so powerful, man, and it's so humbling, right? And it's so refreshing to know that I went through or grew through some things to ultimately have an impact on others. To share my lessons, to share my blessings, to share the wisdom I've gained through all of this pain and suffering and grief and heartache and all of that stuff, right? And so I'm just grateful that I've grown through it, and that I'm able to articulate, what I've got from it and the wisdom. And so I remember when I was suffering. I remember when I was in depression, and I was in depression and suffering because I refused to accept certain things, particularly with my dad and my sister transitioning in just 3 short years. I was 11, my dad transitioned. I was 14, my sister transitioned. And it took a long time and a lot of passing, a lot of lost loved ones to get to this concept that, number one, life is everlasting, and so there is no such thing as death. When a loved one's energy or spirit leaves their body, they go within you. They become one with you. They go back to the source, which is inside of you. And so there is no separation. And so once I realized that, I said, okay, so it is in divine alignment because their spirit is actually making me more powerful. And if I love them for what they did for me and how they made me feel, now that they're inside of me, how much more can they do for me? How much greater can they make me feel? But I have to shift my perception. That's a whole different level of knowledge and intellect that a lot of people are not at. People are still on the mundane and physical, that this is how it's supposed to be. And remember that the universe is perfect. You can't say that when things go well, and when things go unfavorably, you say, oh, the universe is not perfect, this thing is bad, it shouldn't have happened. And so, yeah, there are things that happen that cause us pain. There are things that happen that I myself am working to alleviate in the world, in the Black community, and in my own family. But just because I want those things to stop does not mean that they are divine. It is part of a purpose that we go from cycle to cycle. We go from stage to stage. We go from the point of the circle, the beginning, all the way around to the end, which is still a beginning. And so it's all part of the process, man. And I just think we as humans, if we want to end suffering and stop suffering, we have to understand the concept of divinity. We have to understand that the universe is in control, that God's hand is in all things, and that she is the author of it all. That which is seemingly good, that which is seemingly bad, is just opposite ends of the same spectrum. And when we can understand that, then we can deal with death a little easier. We can deal with separation, divorce. We can deal with loss of job. We can deal with we can deal with life a little bit easier. We will be a little less stressed, a little less devastated when we lose people or situations that we want and hope to work that may be dependent on don't work out as favorably. We take it in stride. We may shed some tears because it hurts, but we don't curse the universe. We say, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? What is the lesson? What is the blessing I'm supposed to get from this? And how can I take what I've learned and experienced to now impact others? That's ultimately what it's about. And so that's my talk, y'all. I just wanted to drop that on y'all, drop some wisdom. That's something that, that's one of my core beliefs. That's something that I believe and hold dear to my heart. And again, it's from my personal experiences. I know that if my dad did not transition when I was 11 years old, I probably would have never gone in the streets. I probably would have never gone to prison. I probably never got shot, and then I wouldn't have the message that I have now for my people, for my community, for my young brothers and sisters, for my children. I wouldn't be able to share the wisdom that I have. If I didn't go through, I wouldn't be as relatable in the streets. And it is in the streets the most people who have impacted, who have inspired, who have empowered to believe and to think differently, to know that no matter how far gone you are, no matter how deep in the streets you are, that just keep that dream, that vision, that beautiful vision that was divinely given to you in the forefront of your mind, and hold it and believe it and know that that's what you want. And one day something will happen and you will find your feet taking different steps and you will get there and you will be on that path, and you are on that path now. And so again, that's the concept of divine alignment. Just want to give a short talk, y'all. Share this, like this, comment on this, tag a loved one, tag a friend who needs this understanding. Share this on your social media. Peace.